Hey guys, welcome back to the More Than Sports podcast. Hopefully you guys like the dual camera here because it's the first time that I'm trying it. Usually I have the speaker. I got my boy Emmanuel here. I met him at the gym. I just went up to him and approached him because this guy's a monster at the gym, deadlifting mad weights, right? So Emmanuel, introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Emmanuel. I work out a lot.
Clearly.
And that's pretty much it. I work out a lot.
Yeah.
Exploring different stuff when it comes to like fitness.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Yeah.
So when I approached him, I was because I've seen him deadlift a lot, right? Like I told him another thing was I really haven't been able to socialize because of obviously COVID. You can't really go out because people have like masks on and stuff like that. But I've saw him at the gym for at least like 6 months where I'd always see him deadlifting. Obviously you see familiar faces. So I was like, I need people on my podcast that have like the same drive as I do. Like I love lifting. So I need people that are a little bit more like more information of like you are, right? And so I approached him and then we just started talking and I was just like, yo, like your deadlifts are insane. And then this guy also had a fucked up toe and the man still came to the gym. The man came to the gym with a fucked up toe. But like, I don't know what else you could describe as dedication, right?
Yeah, a lot of people were actually like not, I don't really know what to word for it, but it's like a lot of people were pretty surprised, pretty shocked, and coming up to me and be like, I still can't believe that like, you know, you're going to the gym, even like you're crippled, you're using like one crutch and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, like I gotta work out, right? Like yeah, I gotta make it work somehow, right? Yeah. Like if I could still train my upper body, like why not, right? Yeah. Like instead of just sitting at home and, you know, doing all this stuff for your time, might as well like,
yeah, 100%. I 100% like appreciate the dedication when like there's something that's not going right, or maybe you have an injury and the man still shows up to the gym. He can work out what he can still work out. Maybe he can't work out what he needs to, but like you're like upper body, there's nothing wrong with my upper body. Like I can still go hit the gym, right? To the common person, they think you're a psycho. They're like, what's this guy doing? Why is he at the gym with the fucked up toe? Because he's supposed to be sitting 3-4 weeks out and then come back. But I feel like you're kind of like, nah, this is like what I love to do. And I'm the same way. Like if there's an injury or like if it's minor, like bro, like nothing's going to stop me from going to the gym and lifting because that's my time right now. And I love doing it.
Yeah, I think it's like, it just comes down to like mindset and stuff like that too, right? Because like a lot of people like, yeah, they get hurt and stuff like that. And they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna sit out for like a couple weeks, couple days, and then like just wait it out until I feel better. But some people have that like different mentality where, okay, you get hurt. Yeah. How can you like work around that particular injury to still be productive, right? 100%. To still do something and, you know, like at the end of the day, like you're going to get better regardless, right? No matter what you do. But like knowing the fact that like you could still be productive and do stuff with like, you know, a screwed up toe, you know, like you can still get some stuff done, right?
I mean, I don't think I would have approached you. Maybe I would have later on, but when I saw that, I was just like, yo, like this guy's like I have to talk to him. Like I have to get on my podcast, right?
You just gotta be built different, man.
100%.
You just gotta do that.
Yeah, we'll talk about the mentality part later, but I gotta like obviously talk about your journey and how you got into fitness and what made you want to get into the fitness industry, and obviously. So tell us about yourself, Mr. Emmanuel. What made you get into it?
Yeah, so I started working out like a lot more frequently. Well, going back to high school, I was working out originally, but like it was on and off because I was playing like a lot of sports and stuff like that. Yeah. And I didn't really think of like working out as something like important, right? I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the gym because I'm bored, or I'm gonna go to the gym because like, you know, I have like free space within the day. So I was like, okay, just lift some weights, stuff like that, do arms, do random stuff, right? You see random machines at the rec center and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and then something like pretty personal happened to me in last year of high school where something like really bad, and then I gained quite a bit of weight. So I became overweight, and then from then on I was just like, okay, I'm not really happy, right? Like I stopped playing sports, I stopped being active, started eating a lot of food, started being like super sad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say depressed, but like pretty down, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, what am I gonna do? I don't know, to get over my slump and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll be a lot more consistent, stuff like that. And I actually signed up with my friend to Club 16. I think a couple months before I started going to the gym more frequently.
Yeah.
So I have that gym membership, but I didn't use it for a couple months because I'm just like, okay, like I don't want to go to the gym, right? Because of like just feeling sad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards I was like, okay, let's use my gym membership. Let's try this thing out, right? And then afterwards I was just like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, this is not too bad. Like working out, it's actually pretty fun, right? It's like a stress reliever. You get to work on yourself pretty much, right? Because at the end of the day, like when you go to the gym and do like reps and reps and reps, you're becoming the better version of yourself at the end of the day, right? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just started working out a lot more, and then all of a sudden, like my friends were like, "Yo, let's deadlift, let's squat, let's bench, and stuff like that." I was like, "I bet, let's try this out. Like I've never done this before, right?" And I was like, and then all of a sudden, I was like slapping on like 3 plates, like 2 plates, 3 plates, and stuff like that. I was like, yo, where's this coming from? Like I never knew I'd be able to like, you know, do this thing, right? And then okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, so we were like slapping plates onto the bar and stuff like that. And then I was like, holy crap, I think I'm pretty strong, yeah. And then my friends were like, yo, you're strong, dude, where's this coming from, right? So you know, I started working out a lot more, and then started to work towards like reaching numbers that like I wouldn't have thought I would be able to reach, right? So then next thing I know, I started deadlifting like 4 plates, started squatting like 3 plates, right? And then all of a sudden it became like 4 plate deadlift, 5 plate deadlift, and now I'm working my way towards like a 6 plate deadlift.
100%.
And same thing for squats, right? I was like a 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plate, and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what happened. It just blew off from there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep going, because like back then, before when I started working out, I would not have thought that I would be able to like do stuff like this, right? And then the fact that I'm doing this now motivates me and like pushes me forward to, you know, to reach like, or to lift numbers that I wouldn't have thought I would be able to do myself, right?
100%.
So yeah, that's how it pretty much sprung out. I was just like, okay, keep working out and stuff like that, and keep going at this, because like I really never thought I would be able to do this. And along the way, I'm just like, I started to look better. I started to feel better as well, and a lot more confident. So I was just like, okay, yeah, this is good.
So okay, I'm just gonna ask you quick questions about the journey. So when you were going through the phase of being like, okay, like I need to improve. I'm eating a lot more. I am not in a good place right now. So what made you go from, okay, I need to make this change? Because there's a lot of people that will say, like, I'm not feeling, like, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I eat. I'm in a bad place right now. But most people will talk that, but they will never get to the part where they go and actually get the results, like the way you said, which I agree with 100%, where when I was going to the gym, I had friends that were lifting like really heavy, but I was really never into it like that, because I always thought like, I don't think I can lift like that, like 3, 4, 5, 6 plates, right? But once you see the results and go on a consistent basis, like you said you did, then whatever those goals, like you're like, I don't even think I could do that, but now you can, because you got out of that place, you put in the hard work, and consistency. Every person I feel like struggles with the consistency part.
Yeah, the consistency part.
Like you see so many people at the gym, right? And everybody has their own times that obviously they're available. And when I go now, I see familiar faces. Like I only maybe take like 3 or 4 break days, maybe like because to me, I feel like working out is a privilege more than what I think a lot of people, when they tell me like take a 3-4 day break, and I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
yeah. Because what are you gonna do for those 3 or 4 days, right? Like if you're not gonna go to the gym,
100%.
Like, you have like an hour or 2 hours to yourself now, right?
Yeah, and there's like levels to this too, right? Because obviously I started low, and then same way we started low, and then obviously when you're at that bottom rock part, it's a lot harder to be like, yeah, I want to be consistent, because when you're not seeing results off rip, which it is really hard unless you're a total newbie, and then you see those gains, which I totally forgot that you get a hella gains when you start lifting in the first month. That's like when you make your most progress, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when you see that and you're consistent, then like you said, straightforward, then you're like, that 2-3 deadlift play, I can do that easy because now I'm here and I know how to work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just quickly, I was going to ask you, so how did you get out of that place and how did you build the consistency part?
Okay, so getting out of the or like starting getting to the gym, right? Yeah. So pretty much I just like looked at myself in the mirror and I pretty much just like criticized myself, right? I was like, what do I gotta do to like be better, right? To become a better individual and stuff like that. And like, you know, because like I really wasn't happy. Like during that time, I wasn't happy. Stuff weren't right. And then I was just like, okay, what do I need to do? And then I was like, okay, I guess the first step is like go to the gym, right? Because like I was like reading through online and stuff like that. Like I see a lot of people who start going to the gym and being consistent with it. They're like, oh, like it's like life changing. Right? It changes you like in every aspect that you can think of. Pretty much,
I totally agree.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm start going to the gym and then see where it takes me, right? Because like, and it was also my last year of high school, and then like prom was like a couple months.
We gotta look good.
So, and then I know that like we're gonna be taking a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and like I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, dude, I don't look acceptable at all. Like I don't look how I want. I don't look like how I want to look. Much, right? Like I pretty much lost like, you know, my jawline, and then like I don't feel good in like my t-shirts and stuff like that. And then I just started going to the gym and stuff. And pretty much like the first couple of weeks were pretty hard, right? In terms of consistency, because they're like, oh crap, I have to go to the gym. Like I can't find a time for it, right?
Or I'm just like, book, right?
Or I'm just like, oh bro, I'm too lazy to go to the gym, pretty much, right? But then I don't know, for some reason it just started to click, right? Some of my friends would go like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the mall, like we're gonna go to Metro or stuff like that. What are you gonna do? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym, right? Because like typically I would go to like the mall or like a mall like Metro or stuff like that, or like chill out, eat at McDonald's with my friends.
Typical friend things.
After high school, like after school. But then like I had goals, right? Like I wanted to be better and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, well, like you guys go ahead, like you guys can go eat food and stuff like that. I'm gonna go to the gym.
A quick question I was gonna ask you, when you made that decision to be like, okay, my friends, they're going to the mall, they're gonna go eat, that's what typically you do with your friends, I would say, right?
Pretty much.
And then what I feel like that's a very hard decision for most people, right? When you've been included in a group for so long and like you have that continuity with your friends and like you always hanging out, and then one day you're like, I know what I need to do in order to improve myself. Hopefully they understand that I'm not saying you guys are not as valuable as you are, but I have my own goals and I also have to improve. So I'm gonna have to go do my own thing. Was it a very hard decision for you to like say that, or was it relatively easy?
It was like half and half. Like I would say it's pretty easy. Like I forgot how I felt during that time, to be honest with you, but like I think it was just half and half. Like I thought it was pretty easy. But at the same time, like I had that fear of missing out, right? I was like, oh man, I want to hang out with my friends and stuff like that. I want to eat some like McDonald's, chill around and like walk around the mall with them, things like that. But like the fact that I started going to the gym and being a lot more consistent with it, my friends started to see that. And when my friends started to recognize and see that, they started going along with me. Like I feel like they also got inspired to be a lot more consistent going to the gym. Stuff like that, which made being consistent at the gym like easier, right? Because like it's like, oh yeah, my friends are at the gym, so I get to go to the gym too, because like it's an opportunity for us to hang out and like better ourselves while doing it at the same time, right?
Basically you inspired them to come to where you needed to go, and so instead of you guys going to the mall and going to McDonald's, now you guys are all going to the gym.
I'd say so, Like, I wouldn't necessarily say I inspired them, but I think like the fact that they recognized how I'm going to the gym a lot more often,
Yeah.
I think they were like, okay, I'm gonna try it out too.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if I actually inspired them or not.
Yeah.
But like they started going to the gym a lot more, and then that's the place where we go now.
Yeah.
Most of the time we just like hang out at the gym,
Yeah.
lift, and like have a good time, right?
Yeah.
Better ourselves at the gym and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So quickly going back, so your friends started coming along, and then I think it's a lot easier, especially if you're like new to the gym, if you have someone there with you that is like a friend or someone, right?
Yeah.
There's so many times that I'm just looking at the gym, and obviously I'm not judging people, but you can tell when someone is brand new and they're looking at everyone because they think that they're being judged. In reality, when nobody gives a fuck, because everybody's like, they care about what the fuck they're trying to do and get their goals done, right?
Yeah.
And I always feel bad for them because I'm like, yo, at one time I was that guy where, like going to the gym by yourself just felt like the most like embarrassing thing, or you just felt scared because you felt like people were judging you. But in reality, nobody really cares because everybody's focusing on themselves and trying to improve themselves, right?
I think that's what a lot of people are like, not people, but like the newcomers, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's what a lot of that's what a lot of them like thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, they think a lot about like what other people think of them when they go to the gym, and that's why they're scared of going to the gym in the first place.
Yeah.
And yeah, like to be honest with you, like no one really, like,
nobody cares.
Like no one cares. Yeah, like no one would look at you because like you're new or like you do the wrong exercises and stuff like that. Like as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure like people will come up to you if you're new. People will come up to you and help you.
100%.
Not make fun of you, but they will actually help you. Yeah.
That's one thing that I think is very underrated, because I think the newcomers, when they come into the gym, they just assume like someone that's been training for 2 to 3 years, they're gonna be like I'm like, I want to get there, but like maybe this person's looking at me and judging, like, why is this person here that might be overweight? But people at the gym like are very, very nice. I remember one time when I was trying to like deadlift and my form wasn't like correct, and someone came over and they're like, hey, like, I just want to tell you, like, you can take this advice if you want or not, but just straighten out your back a little bit, because if you're not, you're going to get a back problem, right? He's like, I've been lifting for 4 or 5 years. I looked at his physique. I'm like, I believe you. Right? And he was just giving me advice. And I was like, he really didn't have to do that if he didn't want to. Right? So like my goal now is when I see someone new, or if I see them struggling because someone came and helped me, like, why can't I go on them? If they, hey, by the way, I'll give you some advice. You can take it if you want, but here's somewhere, this is what I recommend you do, or here's a website that will help you do what you want to do. And another quick question I just wanted to ask you is, I feel like a lot of people, when they come to the gym, they really don't know what they're going to do, and they don't really have like a goal yet, right? So what would you say to those people that are like newcomers? Would you say like have an idea of what you want to do? Like, do you want to be bulking? Do you want to look big? Or do you want to be cut? Or do you want to be CrossFit? There's power lifter. There's just so many things at the gym that I didn't personally realize either. Or this, I'm like, it's just we're just weightlifting, right? But no, there's so many elements that go into it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I was like, I just want to be jacked. But okay, sir, break it down. Like, what do you want to do? What's your routine? What are you eating? We'll get into nutrition later, but that's probably the most important thing. But again, a lot of people don't have a plan. And then when they go to the gym, all you see them is on the treadmill running for like an hour. And that's it. And then, they're like, wait, I don't know what to do. So what would you tell those people? Do you think you need a routine? Do you need a plan? Or just get in there, get your foot through the door, and the rest will be history?
What I would say for those people is to just go in there. Actually, before you go in there, do some research, right?
Yeah.
Like, figure out like, what do you want to do? Like, why do you want to go into the gym in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And then you can think of so many goals, but start small, right? Like, let's just say if you're a little bit overweight, go to the gym and like, do some exercises that will help a lot with like losing weight, and vice versa. So if you're like a little bit on the skinnier side, you can go to the gym and like, do some exercises that will help with like, gaining some muscle and stuff. And with that, you can go on, there's a lot of like programs on the internet, and you can search up that programs that align with like
what
the
you need to
individual's
do.
goals.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you just use that and go to the gym and just do what it says. And
Yeah.
honestly, like in 3 months, bro, if you just keep going every day and do that program for like 3 months, dude, you're gonna like you're gonna look different.
100%.
Regardless of whether you want to lose weight, gain weight, do CrossFit, powerlifting, a bunch of stuff, you will look better and you will be closer to where you want to be.
Yeah. 100%. One of my goals was like, I want to obviously bodybuild, and then I want to transition into maybe powerlifting, right? Because I feel like once you've accomplished like a certain level, like where you feel like you've reached your like genetic potential, right? I want to like transition to other things, because I just love the idea of obviously like the sport, because this is the name of the podcast. But I just love like being active, like physically active. Like I'll go on the treadmill for like 2 hours just because I'm like, I feel I need to like do something, right? And I just want to now transition to the nutrition part, which I didn't really pay attention to when I was working out really hard. But someone told me that is the most important thing before you even lift. Like you need your nutrition to be on point with, again, whatever your plan and whatever your goal is. And again, I feel like most people or newcomers or even like people that are lifting on a consistent basis, it's just that the part where they're not seeing results is because they're not eating the way they need to, right? Like a lot of people have a problem like, oh, I need to be in a caloric deficit, so they just eat less McDonald's. Right? Like they're like, oh, okay, cool, right? And then then like I didn't even know, like when I first time started working out, I was eating clean, but the only thing I was eating was like salads and like 2 chicken breasts. That's not enough for me to like gain muscle. I got skinnier, but I was like, where's the muscle? Like I've been eating clean for 4 months. Why is this not happening? Because there's another level to this, and those are called your macros.
Your macros.
Right? And then you got your macros. And I didn't even know about macros, to be honest. And I feel like a lot of people don't know about macros. And the gym that we go to, shout out Anytime Fitness Fleetwood.
Heck yeah, dude.
They actually have like a person now that she in the morning will, hey, by the way, if you have any questions, ask me. And then the number one question that I was seeing on there was people were like, how do I lose weight? How do I lose weight and gain muscle? Right? And she was like, nutrition, right? And lifting heavy weights. So what would you say, like, how important do you think nutrition is? I mean, unless you're a genetic freak where you can have McDonald's like every single day and still look like fucking NFL athlete, right? But most of us aren't that. So how would you say, like, how would you break that down on like someone that's new or somebody that doesn't really pay attention to nutrition yet?
So in regards to nutrition, I think that's a lot more important than going to the gym itself or like lifting weights and stuff like that, because like how your body is going to look like and how it's going to perform is all based on your nutrition as well. So pretty much like the amount of like carbohydrates, like fats and protein that you eat, if you nail those 3 things down, those 3 macronutrients, that and your body's going to look really good. And not just look good, but perform good as well. So for the newcomers, right, for the people who are new to the gym, what I would say is just, you know, eat eat to the extent that it will help your goal, pretty much, right? So if you're trying to gain weight, eat more food, right? Pretty much eat more protein, eat more carbohydrates and stuff like that. If you're trying to lose weight, eat less food, right? You want to portion out your food. So let's just say you're eating X amount of food for lunch, right? You like normally, and then right now, since you're going to the gym and you have this current goal of losing weight, you want to pretty much like portion it properly to the extent that it will help you get to your goal. So maybe just half your portion or something like that, right? But what a lot of people do for when it comes to like losing weight is they turn to like fad diets. So pretty much a lot of diets that people think are very effective, right? So like paleo or keto.
Keto is probably like the most important, like everybody loves keto for some reason, or when they're trying to lose weight, keto.
So I'm probably gonna be like making a lot of people mad over this and stuff like that. But hot take. Keto isn't really that good, to be honest.
Quickly, just want to talk. keto, I don't think is sustainable for a lot of people. You can
That's-
do it, but it's not
Yeah.
sustainable for
Yeah.
majority of people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
A lot of us, pretty much the majority of people in this world are carbohydrate sensitive, right?
Yeah.
So we rely on glucose pretty much for energy, but a lot of people are also rely on fats for energy and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like a lot of people who have been eating carbohydrates for the majority of their lives,
Yeah.
depend on glucose, pretty
Yeah.
much carbohydrates, right? And this is where keto really doesn't make any sense because
Yeah.
like keto and that diet, you can't eat carbohydrates pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
you
Or you
can't.
want to limit yourself to like 5 grams or stuff like that.
Yeah, good luck with that if you've been
Yeah.
eating
And then essentially you want to increase your fats and also your protein at the same time,
Yeah.
but like keep your carbohydrates very low. But what a lot of people don't understand is that like you need carbohydrates in order to perform at the gym.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're trying to lose weight, so for instance, you're trying to lose weight, trying to lose fat and stuff like that, but you know that you have a lot of muscle underneath your your fat, right?
Yeah.
You want to trim your fat in order to show your muscles better.
Yeah.
What a lot of people do is turn to keto,
Yeah.
and then they lower your carbohydrates and stuff like that. And the next thing you know, you lose like 20 pounds in like 2 months and stuff like that. Because number one, you lose a lot of water weight because like you stop eating carbohydrates, right?
Yeah.
And then if you stop eating carbohydrates, your body's gonna let go of your water because carbohydrates retain a lot of water in your body. So that's one thing. And then number two, when you're in a keto diet and then when you decrease your carbohydrate intake, you're pretty much at a caloric deficit already.
Yeah.
Because of reducing your carbohydrates, right?
Yeah.
And then, but a lot of people realize after that is that like, okay, you may lose 20 pounds in a month, but how do you look in front of the mirror now?
Yeah.
You kind of look flat. And then that's number one. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, I hear a lot of people complaining at the gym when they're going on a cut and cutting their carbohydrates so low.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can't push the weight that I can't push anymore, like how I used to before.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't feel too good at the gym. I feel so sluggish, like I feel so drowsy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to like throw up and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then that's the main reason why, right?
Yeah, because your
like,
carbs are gone.
you're not eating like carbohydrates, glucose and stuff. And then when you're not performing at the gym and you're not lifting the same amount of weight as you were before, your body starts to let go of the muscle that you have on your body pretty much. Because your body's going to be like, okay, I don't need the muscle anymore because I'm not pushing the same weight as I was before.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to always make sure you're eating a lot of carbohydrates still when you're going to cut, because like when you still have energy and when you can perform at the gym to your best of your ability while going on a cut, your body's not going to let go of the muscle because you're still lifting the same weight while still losing weight, right? Yeah. So that's what a lot of people go wrong with. So that's probably my advice. Like, just don't follow like fad diets and stuff like that. Calories are king because you want to be under your maintenance calories in order to start losing weight.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like a lot of people, again, they always jump on trends. And like you can go on TikTok and there'll be a guy like, by the way, if you want to lose 20 pounds of fat and look sexy for the summer, go on a keto diet. And it has like 2 million views. So everybody that views are like, yeah, this is the wave. Like, this is what I need to do. The problem is a lot of people, again, rely on trends and they don't do their own research. Like, what do I need in order for me to achieve like whatever goals I want?
Exactly.
That's just like a trendy thing that guys trying to make content and just be like, oh yeah, by the way, keto looks like it's pretty successful, so I'm just gonna post this. So yeah, by the way, guys, jump on it.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
Then a lot of people will just go and then do it, and then they won't see the results, and then they're like, what the fuck? I thought it was supposed to work because this TikTok guy said. What were you about to say? Yeah,
a lot of people get so hung up on like the numbers on the scale and stuff like that that they start to forget like how important it is to feel good and to look good at the same time. Right? It's like as soon as they see that they lost 20 pounds on the weighing scale, it's like, oh yeah, let's go, let's keep going. But if you look at a bigger picture, do you feel good? Or do you think you can stick to this diet for like a long time? Do you like going to the gym right now? Do you like being alive because like you're not eating enough carbs, or you
Yeah.
lost 20 pounds in a month? Like that's
Yeah.
pretty unsustainable, right?
Yeah.
Like pretty unrealistic.
Yeah. What diet would you recommend to the average person then that obviously we're not recommending keto? I wouldn't say I'm not recommending keto, but I would say like try it. But again, it's very hard to sustain that. But what I like to do is intermittent fasting, where
Intermittent
4 hours
fasting is
off,
pretty
or
good,
like
yeah.
there's different words like 16 and 8, or like 4 and 4 and 4. Like that, I think that's a lot more like sustainable, because you can still have your carbs, you can still have your proteins, and you can still have your fats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, a lot of people just like to jump the fucking gun and just go strictly just like, if you've been eating shit your entire life, and then all of a sudden you get this power to be like, I'm going to go work out today and I'm going to start eating clean. It's really hard for your body to adapt really that fast, right? That's why I always say like slowly transition to eating clean, right? So if you're having a lot of sugar, like you're having McDonald's, take out the McFlurry, whatever you're having, like still have that, but add more healthy foods into your diet. And then the following week, take out another thing from the McDonald's menu or whatever junk food you're eating, implement a new item. And then again, just keep replacing week by week, because just trying to get it right away, that's when you see people just quit because they're like, oh, I'm not seeing results.
Yeah.
So I like, again, like for me, I would just say intermittent fasting is probably the best. That's the one I think a lot of people do like doing. But what's a diet that you would recommend to people?
A diet I would recommend is something that's sustainable for everyone. So it would be different for everyone, right? For you, it would be intermittent fasting. For me, it would just be 3 meals a day type of thing, with counting my own macros and stuff like that. And for someone else, it might be McDonald's breakfast, lunch, dinner, something like that, right? So like honestly, like I don't recommend any diet. Just like I just recommend something that will make you happy and that will make you feel good and look good at the same time.
That's a very politically correct answer. I love it.
Like I'm not like I'm to be honest with you, I'm not a firm believer of diets. Like even though I do a diet myself, like I'm at a caloric deficit currently because I want to cut. I don't recommend diets. Like if you want to eat this, go for it. Right? If you want to eat that, go for it. Just eat whatever what makes you feel good, right? But what I don't recommend though in terms of eating is like overfeeding. Pretty much like not feeling good and stuff like that after eating a lot, because like you're eating a lot pretty much, right? So that's what I don't recommend. It's just overeating.
I feel a lot of people do that, especially with cheat meals. I mean, I'd like to help people just because, like, again, like that one guy at the gym changed my life, because again, he didn't have to do that. So if someone's asking me about fitness, I try to give my best advice that I could give to someone without offending them or anything, right? And one of the biggest questions that I get asked is like, how many cheat meals can I have? Right? I like, you really haven't even gone to the gym yet. The cheat meals are already on the board, huh? Right? What I like to do is I like to have like 1 or 2, but like if I'm really craving something, I'm not gonna be like, because again, like a lot of problem is like, I'm not competing. Like I'm not a professional bodybuilder. So why, like I shouldn't have to restrict myself on things I really want to have once in a while, right? And a lot of people like, again, like I agree with you, like trying to follow a diet. I feel like those are more for bodybuilders because they're performing at an elite level. Where just like a regular person likes to bodybuild. So again, we can be a little bit more like do I like McDonald's today? I'm going to have a McFlurry. I'll work it off tomorrow. I'll take 400, 500 calories out for the next day. Like, I think it's manageable, but again, a lot of people, again, they just follow the trend. And once you follow the trend, you expect those results. And the biggest point you made, do your fucking research. Yeah. And you'll be pretty golden.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just do your own research. See what best fits for you, right? If you like to really pay attention to the detail and see how much what your macros are, and like how many calories you're taking in, and like how much carbs, protein, fats you're taking in on a daily basis, go for it, right? If that's what you want to do, and if that's sustainable for you, go for it, right?
100%.
Or if you just want to eat whatever you see in front of you or whatever your mom makes you and stuff like that, go for that as well, right? See what best fits for you, and figure out what aligns your goal pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get back to the gym routine because I still got to ask him a lot of questions, but I got to quickly transition to our next segment, which is Emmanuel is now doing kinesiology. So how was that going? And was it directly related to you being in obviously the fitness industry now working out, or was it always a goal like I want to be a kinesiologist?
Okay, so after I graduated high school, I was actually going to Douglas
Yeah.
to do prerequisites for nursing.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was actually going to become a nurse when I graduated from high school, right?
Yeah.
And then I took so my first semester I took anatomy and physiology 1, A&P 1,
Yeah.
and then we're covering like anatomy pretty much, right? Like obviously it's in the name of the course, so you gotta do anatomy, right?
Yeah.
So we're covering like anatomy and then like physiology of muscles and then like different parts of muscles and stuff like that. And I was like, holy shit, this is sick. Like this is pretty freaking cool. Like I want to learn more about this, right? I want to learn more about like how our muscles like, you know,
how they work.
Yeah, how they work. Yeah, how they work, or how they differ from like individual to individual, and like how they can adapt to like certain exercises that you can do and stuff like that, right? There's so much more to it. So I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I want to be a nurse anymore. So I think the following semester I took a sports science class.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. It was like, I was learning a lot about sports science. So pretty much like a little bit of like parts of our muscles, and then like how to like exercise programming and stuff like that. Yeah. And then like nutrition and things like that. And honestly, if I didn't take that course, I think I would have still been in Douglas and like still doing nursing. Yeah. But because of that course, I was just like, oh man, like this is
change your life.
Interesting.
It literally changed your life.
This is so awesome because like at the same time I was working out a lot too. Yeah. Like I was actually like I was going to gym and staying there for like hours and hours during that time as well. So then I'm like, holy crap, like this is so cool. Like I want to learn more about this because I'm working out at the same time, right? Yeah. And I want to apply some of the stuff I'm learning in school into, you know, the stuff that I'm doing at the gym. Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna look for options to transfer out of Douglas, right? Yeah. And then see where I'm gonna go. So I decided to apply at SFU because like my funny thing, like my whole entire family is from SFU pretty much. Here, all graduated from there. Like my brother actually just finished his master's degree as well, which is pretty cool at SFU. Yeah. And then my cousins also went to SFU too. Yeah. So, and then a bunch of
you had to go. You just had to go to keep the family tradition alive, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, I might as well go, right? Yeah. So then I applied and then I got in, and it was actually pretty rough because like the first 2 years of the program, I'm not really learning anything about like kinesiology because it's a bachelor's of science. So I have to take like physics, chemistry, math. Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, you were thinking like you're gonna get sports science. Yeah, happy courses, and you're like,
I was so excited, man. I was just like, holy. I was like, I applied and I got in. I was like, yo, I'm pretty hyped. I'm gonna go SFU. Next thing I know, I was just like, oh shit, I have to take like fucking calculus, bro. Like freaking OChem. Oh my goodness, dude. I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. So I just took it semester by semester. I did my best. It was like probably like the past 2 semesters I've had was probably the most like intense and like most stressful. Because I had to finish up organic chemistry and calc 2 for a freaking kin degree. Like, bro, what? Like, what? You don't need that, right? Yeah. But I'm done my prereqs now, so I'm just like I'm on my way to doing like the upper division courses. So pretty much like all the courses I'm going to be taking from now on is just all like kinesiology pretty much. Yeah. Which is going to be interesting because like now I get to be able to learn more about the stuff that I'm doing at the gym. Yeah. Right? Or like to learn more about the stuff I'm passionate about. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty much it.
That's great because again, like I don't think a lot of people like really understand that is what your passion is always you like lifting, and then what your degree is now is correlating with that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people can't say that because obviously like not everybody has that opportunity. And like I can see like you genuinely seem excited because you're like, oh, I get to learn this today. So how can I go apply that to the gym when I can go out later, right?
Yeah.
which is amazing because I'm like, a lot of people don't have that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do at the end? Like, do you want to be a kinesiologist? Are you thinking of like maybe being a personal trainer or anything else? Like, what's your goal with that?
I actually have a lot of options in mind.
Yeah.
Like, like to be honest with you,
It
like
changes.
it changes like every month.
Yeah.
I was like last month I was like, oh dude, I want to go into like physiotherapy,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then I realized I'm like, the thing is for physiotherapy, you like like very rarely you encounter like a lot of clients or patients that deal with like actual athletic injuries.
Yeah.
Most of the time you're going to be dealing with like ICBC, like patients and stuff like that, right? Like car accidents and things. It's cool, but like it's kind of stagnant in a way, because like as a human being, I want to keep growing and I want to keep learning, right? I want to go out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, right now, I think like as for the future, when I finish my degree, I want to do something alongside like athletic rehab, something like that, right?
Yeah.
So I want to help a lot of people. I want to help athletes like recover from like ACL injuries or Achilles tears and stuff like that. And I want to train athletes to be stronger and to be a lot more productive and to perform better at their respective sports and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Because like I watch a lot of sports. I watch a lot of basketball.
We'll get into that later. Don't spoil it for them.
Okay. I watch like sports and stuff like that, and it sucks when I see a lot of people getting injured, right? And then I'm like, oh man, like most of the time, like they tear their Achilles, right? Or their ACL, sprain ankles, or they screw up their ACL, break a freaking joint,
torn meniscus.
Yeah, and then I'm like, frick, man, like that sucks.
Yeah.
Because like I do powerlifting, and like I've gotten injured like several times, spanning from like a screwed up toe, a screwed up toe to like a nagging lower back pain because of like a nerve impingement. Right? And then I'm just trying to like work around it, right? Looking for ways to to counter those injuries and to come out of it stronger. And I want to be able to help athletes with that as well, because I know how it feels like to be injured and to not be able to do the things that you want to do. And I want to be able to help people like get to the spot where they want to be after post-injury, right? So I want to be able to help them like start to move around again or start playing their respective sports. Because it sucks being injured and like sitting down. You're just sad, right?
I couldn't agree more with the sad part.
Because, so that's why.
Go ahead. You finish.
So that's why I just want to be like athletic rehab, something like that, right? I want to help like athletes, recover from their injuries. Because it sucks. Like I hate to see people getting hurt.
I would love to see you, hopefully, with the Lakers one day, like just helping them like players.
To be honest with you, I really want to work for a sports organization one day, right? Like, it'd be so sick, like
totally
to
different.
Travel with the team, maybe help ice up LeBron James. Oh my God, dude, that'd be so nice.
100%. I totally know. I know what you're going through, but I know what you mean in terms of like when you see someone with a purpose, right? And they have a setback where it's an injury or maybe in terms of like bigger world problems, maybe financially they're not there, but they have a purpose. I just hate people seeing in that position, because when you see someone put in the work every single day, you can tell when someone's fucking working hard, man. And like you at the gym, man, like when I'm seeing you deadlift and I'm like, dude, like this guy's animal, man, again. But
thanks, man.
and then like you fuck up your foot, and then it's like, and I saw you and I'm like, this guy's still here, but I can feel his pain because he's not really getting to do what he's usually doing on the other end, where he's deadlifting like 6-7 plates.
I was like it was last week.
You want to tell the people the story on how you fucked up your toe, because it was pretty gruesome when you told me.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I was deadlifting. I was at a different gym. Shout out to Iron Throne. It's the powerlifting gym that I go to train for compounds and stuff like that. So I was training at Iron Throne, and then I was deadlifting. I was actually warming up, and then I think this was like my fourth set of my warm-ups. I had 375 pounds loaded on the bar.
Wait, how much?
375.
375?
Yeah. So I
And
was
you were
warming.
just warming up, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just warming up,
Yeah.
and then so I pulled the bar, and I was like, it was quick, right? And then I
Yeah.
locked it out, and then I shifted a little bit to my left because I think I have like a nagging hip imbalance
Did
that
you
I
have the
have to.
clamps on or no?
No.
Uh,
Yeah. So then yeah, I don't think I had it. I don't remember, but yeah. So I shifted a little bit to my left,
Yeah.
and then I think it's because of like an imbalance with my hip, and then I brought the bar down,
Yeah.
and then I didn't know where my left foot was, and I
Ooh.
just realized that it was under the plates, and then I dropped it, and then like, to be honest with you, at first it didn't hurt at all. I was like, the toes were numb, bro. Like, the shit was numb. I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
like-
I can't feel shit, right? So I was like, yo, it don't hurt. So I think
I'm good. I'll go right
I
back
think-
at it.
Yeah, so I loaded the yellow on the bar.
Yeah.
So yellow is like
35?
15 kilos. So I think
Okay.
that's like 25 pounds or something.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
But something like that. And then I loaded that onto the bar, and then I was just like, okay, let me check the washroom to check out on my toe, because I don't think it's bleeding. I don't think nothing's wrong with it, right? It's just
Yeah.
numb as shit.
Yeah.
So then I go to the washroom, I remove my shoes and like my slippers, and then holy shit, dude. I was like, stuff was just like, blood was like going down, man.
Yeah. It's fucking painful, man. Like I've seen your toe where I was just like, yo, wait, what's happening, right? And I was
Yeah.
just like, that's pretty painful, because when I looked at it, it just looked bloody as fuck. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So yeah, I went to the washroom, and then I was like, holy, like my so much blood was just like pouring down and stuff.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh man, I'm trying to stop the bleeding and stuff like that. And then while I was stopping the bleeding, my friend Matt messaged me, and he was like, yo, what are you doing? And I called him, yo. I was like, yo, I'm at the gym right now, bro. I'm like, dude,
I just dropped around 600 pounds on my foot.
yeah, my fucking toe bleeding, bro. Like, I don't know, like it shit hurts, dude.
Yeah.
and then I was just trying to like stop the bleeding and stuff like that, right? And then I had work too, so I think I had to go to work like an hour and a half later.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I need to finish up my workout. So I don't think I can freaking deadlift. So I'll move on to bench.
Yeah.
So I pretty much just wrapped it, and then
Finish the workout.
Yeah, and then benched after and stuff like that. And then after I benched, I was like, oh man, like it's starting to hurt quite a bit. Like it's starting to hurt, like just to stand up and stuff. Like I can't put weight on it.
Yeah.
So I called my manager. I was like, yo, I don't think I can go to work today.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I went home, and then at first I was like, yo, I don't think I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Like it's just screwed up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will heal on its own.
Yeah.
Right? And then my dad saw the toe, and then my dad was like, yo, that shit ain't look right. Yeah, it don't look right, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you need to go to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't think so. I think I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was like, no, just trust me, you need to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital,
Yeah.
and then man, dude, like, so they took x-rays, and then like I waited for a little bit in the hospital, and then I ended up having 3 stitches on the toe
Yeah.
to like bring the nail back into the nail bed.
Yeah.
It's gruesome, man.
Yeah,
and
fuck,
then
this is...
and then on the x-ray there was like a minor fracture on the toe as well.
Okay, so you didn't break it.
So I didn't break it,
Yeah,
but
okay,
there was
just
like
a fracture.
just a bit
Okay.
of a fracture.
Yeah.
And then the worst part of it was the freezing part
Mm-hmm.
before they did the stitches. That was probably the most painful experience I've ever had, because
Yeah.
like as soon as they
Try to freeze it.
yeah, like the needle was so long
Mhm.
for the anesthesia, like
Yeah.
as soon as they freaking put it to my toe, it was freaking crazy painful, man. I was just like, oh,
You scream?
dude. No, I didn't scream, but
Did
like
you probably clenched hard though?
I clenched so hard, and
Yeah.
then like, and I had nothing to like hold on to, so I was just like grabbing my hair like this. I'm just, oh, it hurts, dude. And
Oh
it's like
my
it's like a different sensation, man. It was like
Yeah.
I've never felt it before.
Yeah.
And then like I felt like the needle not poke up, but I felt it to the other side of my toe.
Yeah.
And then and then they stitched it up, and then I was pretty much like limping for like I think like 3 days or 4 days or something like that. And then I had to get crutches to go back to work, because I think 2 days later I had to like show up for a shift,
Yeah.
because no one can work that shift.
Yeah.
So then I went to work, and
With
then
crutches.
and a lot of customers were like coming in,
Mm.
and then they were like, are you okay? Like, what happened to you, right? And I told him the story and stuff like that. And like the most embarrassing part of like working was like customers asking me, they were like, oh, where can I find this product, right? In the store. I was like, oh yeah, it's just over there.
Yeah, it's all
And
the
then,
way on the other aisle, by the way.
yeah, and the other aisle, and then
Yeah.
they ended up can't finding it, right? So I was like, oh shit, I gotta walk now. So I freaking took my crutches, yo, and I was just like, just
On
struggling
my
to
way.
get, yeah, on my way. It took me like freaking 30 seconds just to get that one spot, where
Yeah.
it normally would take me like less than 5 seconds to walk.
Yeah.
So it was pretty bad. So,
Yeah. Is this the first time you've ever been on crutches?
yeah, I've never been on crutches before. So it was a pretty interesting experience. Like at first, like before when I was young, I was like, oh shit, I want to get injured. So I want to like how it feels like to be on crutches. Yeah, I want to the experience, right?
Yeah.
But now that like I've experienced it, I'm just
Like, fuck no.
yeah, this sucks, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, not
my
it.
armpits were hurting, dude. Like it was just painful, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then it's such a hassle to get out of my car
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then walking with the crutches and stuff. Oh, it was not worth it.
You're like, I'm this motherfucking beast that lifts like almost like 6-7 plates, and I'm here now looking like a weak ass fucking crutches. People probably like, who is this guy, right? Because they really don't know like what you actually do.
Yeah, and like and then I went to the gym, and then you saw me, right? And it's like I was like walking with like one crutch, and then like I felt like, to be honest, like I felt pretty out of place because like everyone was like able to walk like normally, right?
Yeah.
And then like me going to the gym, I was like, fuck, like everyone can walk. Like I'm kind of scared of what people are thinking about me with like, you know, like why is this guy at the gym with the crutches, right? Like, you never see anyone go to the gym with crutches.
Yeah, very rare.
You've never seen anyone, right?
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck, this is legit like the first time I've done this in my life. And I've never seen anyone go to the gym with crutches. Right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, I really had to swallow like, swallow, not pride, but like I just had to go balls.
Yeah, you literally had to be like, fuck everyone, and I don't really care what they have to say, because I really need to get my goals in check.
Yeah, I had to have that mentality going to the gym, because like if I had a different mentality where I'm just like, oh shit, like people are looking at me weird,
I'm just gonna stay home.
Like, yeah, exactly, right? So I was just like, okay, I need to like shift my mentality this way, so then I go to the gym and keep track with my goals for myself, right? Even if I can only do upper body, only if I can do stuff on the machines or seated, not standing up, right? I still gotta go and put the work in. So yeah, that's like the number one thing I was just really scared about, is just how people were thinking of me.
And then
as I step into the gym.
And then there was me when you walked by, I looked at your toe, and I'm like, yo, and you're like, yeah, hey, what's up, man? I was like, yo, what happened to the toe? Like, oh, I did the 6. I was like, you're a fucking animal, bro. You're still here.
yeah. I was actually pretty shocked, because like I thought people would like look at me pretty weirdly and then like not talk to me and stuff like that, but a lot of people actually came up to me and then like wishing me for like good luck and stuff like that with the recovery, and wishing me a speedy recovery and stuff like that. And that's what I like about our gym community, right? Everyone's so nice, and then they were just wishing me like to take
get
care,
well soon.
Get well soon stuff. And I was like, okay, this motivates me even more to work out and stuff like that.
You're like, I'll get well soon, but you're still gonna see me with crutches come here and still do what I'm doing.
And then because of a lot of people like saying good luck to me and stuff like that, my 1 hour workout became like a 3 hour workout, just hamming down machines and stuff like that. I was like, okay, let's see how this machine will treat my body. Like I've never tried this machine before. Let's try this machine now because I'm in crutches, right? So let's step out of our comfort zones and just try different stuff.
100%. It's great, because in your mind you were thinking of like the negative of like, fuck man, like I have to go with crutches, like I've never been in this position before, like what are people gonna think of me? But again, like you said, our gym, like our community, like the people at our gym are really, really like nice people.
It's so nice, man.
Yeah, right. And then once you hear those sounds of where you're like, yo, like I respect you, because what I've seen you do is you're like, it's respectable, right? And I feel like that's everybody else. Like when you see somebody consistently come to the gym, and like I've seen who you put in the work, and now you're injured, I feel like I'm kind of just obligated to ask like, hey, how are you doing? Like what happened? And just kind of give you those like, hey, you're gonna get well soon, you'll be back where you are. And it just helps you be like, fuck man, this is really nice. Like I don't have to worry about that negative thought in my head anymore.
So it really changed like how I viewed it as soon as I step into the gym and people like start asking me like, hey, what happened? I hope you get better soon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like before I get to the gym, like I was so nervous on my way to the gym. Like driving there, I was just like, fuck, like what are people gonna think of me? And I kind of feel like a hypocrite because like because I'm because of what we were talking about earlier
Yeah.
with like the people who are new to the gym. I was like, oh, don't think about what other people are thinking, just work hard, right?
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm the same situation as them. When I was on
Yeah.
my way to the gym, I'm like, fuck, like, you know, I don't wanna think about what people are thinking about me because I know better, right? But at the same time, I'm just like, fuck, like should I just go home?
Yeah.
Should I just like just chill out at home and like wait it out until I get better soon? But I'm just like, nah, just go to the gym.
What you are doing is it's building like your mentality and it's building like your character, because again, this is a challenge. A lot of people will not go to the most people will not go to the gym with crutches just to begin with. And most people, when they even have like a little bit of an injury, they'll be like, yeah, I need like 3 weeks. Like, what happened to you? Oh, my arm hurts. Oh, okay. Like, already like perspective, right? And you're like, okay, cool. I need 4 or 5 weeks. And then I feel like a lot of people use that as an excuse, but again, everybody has their different, maybe it is, they have a lot of pain, right? Mm-hmm. And so what's the recovery time on the toe like before you fully heal?
So the doctor said for the nail to grow back or for it to be like 100% again is 6 weeks. Okay. And then for the fracture and like being able to put weight on it again and being able to go back to where I was before, said 2 weeks. So I think I should be able to do stuff again next week, hopefully. Yeah,
100%. And now let's quickly go to the last part, which I wanted to ask you was, of course, you said you played sports, you watched sports. So do you have anybody like that you kind of looked up to as like a role model, or like what inspired you to play sports, and like what's your favorite sport? So it's like 3 questions there, and if you need me to reiterate them, I'll ask them again if you forget.
So let's start with like what sports I played. So I played volleyball, basketball, ultimate frisbee. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't know this, but I played golf as well. And then and badminton and powerlifting. Those are the sports I played. And then what was the other question? Who did I look up to?
Did you have any like role models that you kind of looked up to? And like
models? Kind of hard to say because like in high school I never really had a role model. But like as soon as I graduated and started working out a lot more, I had a couple role models. I think one of them is by the name of Russell Orhe. So Russell Orhe is also like a fitness influencer. He's a powerlifter and a bodybuilder at the same time. If you see him on Instagram or YouTube, if you look at his name up, he looks crazy. Like he looks freaking jacked, and like he has a really nice character as well. He's very like, a lot of people will think that like he's pretty cocky and stuff like that. But I think he's pretty humble. And also another person I used to look up to before was Steffi Cohen. So Steffi Cohen is an athlete, and she's also a powerlifter. And then and what was I gonna say? She is like a physiotherapist at the same time too, which is like a career goal that I want to have, right? So it's like she's someone that I look up to when it comes to career-wise, and having the flexibility and the balance of being able to juggle like strength sports, going to the gym, having like a healthy lifestyle, and having a successful career as well. And another person I really look up to a lot is probably Stephen Curry. Because of his humility and like who he is as a person. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a freaking ridiculous basketball player, man.
Changed basketball probably forever.
Up, man. Legit. Like before he blew up, like you don't see a lot of people like taking contested 3-point shots, right? Or you don't see a lot of like people like shooting outside the arc, like like just for fun. But now that Steph changed the game, like now you see everyone, like even outdoor courts, even like in local rec centers and stuff like that, like people are like trying to drill down threes and stuff, right? And it's crazy. But like it's not just that, but he's such a humble person.
He is.
If you think about it, he's like so much humility. He's really humble, and like he prioritizes his family and like his relationships and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, him and LeBron James too. Like LeBron James, I look up to as well.
Yeah.
Because he like of his character, who he is as a person, and stuff like that.
100% agree with you, because one quick, like all the people you named is obviously something like you want to be relatable to, right? Like sometimes it's like, it doesn't make sense to me when somebody has a role model and they're not even like relatable to like what they're trying to accomplish in life, right? I'm like, okay, like that's your role model, like a rapper, right? But I'm like, cool, like I'm not gonna judge you, but like you're not kind of doing the same thing as him, but that's cool. Everybody has your thing. And who was your second? Steffi Cohen. And she's a female, right?
Yeah, she's a female athlete as well. Yeah. She's crazy strong too. Like she can probably she deadlifted like 500 something pounds.
Yeah, that's different. One of the things I was gonna say is that this like quickly, let's just touch up on it. There's like this thing that's been going around, like female athletes versus male athletes, and how female athletes want to be paid equal to the men's athlete, right? And we discussed last time on the podcast is that like, yeah, like obviously everybody, like I want to see equality, everybody wants to see equality, and I feel like we're kind of reaching it, but not really. But the problem happens with like the female, like the argument is that girls don't really watch the WNBA or any other type of sport, right? So when we go watch LeBron James or Stephen Curry play, I'm like, this guy's amazing, and I'm trying to copy what he's doing off the court after, because I'm trying to implement it in my game, right? So when females like, yeah, we need them to be paid equal, but you're not doing your part by supporting them, right? I actually saw something crazy. The girls like, males, if you watch basketball, you should also be watching the WNBA if you love the sport that much.
Yeah.
I did when I was younger, but I lost interest because I'd rather watch Stephen Curry and LeBron James do things that level yet can't do, right? And so like my point is like, I respect you a lot for having somebody that's an idol. And again, like most guys will only make male idols, like those are my guys, right? And you're like, no, the girl, she's lifting heavy. She kind of relates to me. She manages a lot of things. And that's totally respectable, because I've never heard a dude be like, yo, I look up to that female as an athlete.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, wow, like you're like, that's really good.
Like, I didn't really think about that until you pointed out just now. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm looking up to a female athlete. And then like a lot of people don't look up to other female athletes. Right? I would like some girls don't even look up to female athletes. That's pretty crazy. I'm just like, oh man. That's different,
That's what I do. I evaluate the person. But quickly, let's just touch up on the other part that you said. Like, I used to be a big Steph Curry hater because I was a LeBron fan, right? Been a LeBron fan. Like he's been my, like, I wouldn't say like, he's not like my role model as much as anymore, but like when I was younger, like that's the only thing I ever strived. Like I was like, this guy's a great human being. And so I hated Steph because they always face each other in the finals, and I'm cheering for my guy, right?
I think that's like what, 5 consecutive finals, right?
Yeah, right. 4? Yeah, and I'm like, I'm cheering for my guy, but low key, like I can observe basketball like really good. I'm like, yo, Steph's like a good dude. Like he's not like a dude that's cocky or anything. Like he'll have his moments where there's a little like that, like, but that's normal. Like I don't really care, right?
Off of that,
right? But when you hear him speak, it's like, we could have done that better. That means a lot to me. Yeah, like I love when people look up to me. Yeah, like I'm like, this dude's a really good dude, and I respect him now because I respect him more because now he doesn't have the same level of talent that he had before. And I'm like, like basketball wise, he's amazing, but off the court is what I appreciate about Steph even more, because he's an average looking person that has made it possible for someone that can't dunk and is athletic. Because he changed the game from the standpoint where like now kids are like, oh, I don't have to go dunk and I don't have to be this super athletic freak because I can just work on my 3-point shot. With Steph is an average looking guy. He doesn't dunk the ball. He doesn't do any of that. He's become really good at what he's mastered his skill, the 3-point shot, and he changed the game. Where, like you said, when 5-10 years ago, when if somebody pulled up from that level, they'd probably be kicked out of the game. The coach would put him in the doghouse. But Steph is like, I'm the new wave, and he changed the game completely. So
yeah,
100%. I love him on the court, but off the court, he's even a better human being.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to I'm not trying to copy him.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to I don't know really. I don't know how to word it, but I'm just trying to like mirror, but like trying to
take his best qualities, what he does, and try to implement them into you, right? Kind of.
Exactly. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, like on the court, like he's crazy basketball player, right?
Crazy,
but off the court, like he's so humble, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just so down to earth and stuff like that. And I want to be like that, you know? Like I want to be down to earth. I want like, you know, I want to be known, like I want to be known not just for being able to lift like a lot of weight, right? I want to be known as like, you know, a really good friend. Like, a good person, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And Stephen Curry's like really good at that because like, if like, I don't know him personally, like I don't know him close enough, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of people who know him close, they could be like, oh yeah, he's not just a good basketball player. He's like a really good dad. Like he's a good person overall, right?
That's what makes a good role model. It's not just, oh, I can drop 60 every single night and be MVP unanimously, but when somebody really understands of what a role model is and you look up to someone, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like I play basketball and yeah, that's cool. Like he's also good.
Yeah.
But oh, by the way, like, oh, he's really nice. He's not like a fuckboy like every other person that's maybe in the NBA, right? Like he's really loyal. He does his things and he loves his daughters and stuff like that. And I'm just like, genuine. You can sense the genuine, like inside him, like when he talks, like I'm like, yeah, this guy's really genuine, and I fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's where like I started to realize that as I grew older, because like a couple of months before actually, when I was like super, like when I was like a couple months ago, I actually don't look the same. Like I was like 190 pounds. Like I was doing a lot of like I was trying to eat a lot, and how would I put this? I was like super invested into powerlifting that like it kind of ruined a lot of like my relationships with friends, and like kind of affected my relationship with my girlfriend, my parents, and stuff like that with other people. And kind of changed my mentality, because like as soon as I went to the gym and started seeing a lot of people like lift a lot of weights, I'm like, oh crap, I need to one up these people, right? Like, or at least match them or one up them, right? Because like I compete where there's weight classes. And then so a bunch of my friends who go to Iron Throne, they're in the same weight class as me. So whenever I would pull up to Iron Throne and then I see like my friends like squatting, I should say like what, 405 pounds and stuff like that, I'm like, oh shit, like this guy's catching up to me, right? I need to like one up them and stuff like that. And it became so toxic to the extent that like I'll do whatever it takes for me to like keep on one upping them, right? So I started eating a lot of food. I started to just like not go out or go on hikes and stuff like that, or do like other physical activities other than like powerlifting, right? Because like I was scared that it might affect my performance and things like that. And then what really screwed it up is like I went to the gym, and then like my friends, those friends that are in the same weight class as me, I was like, I started to hate them. You know, I started to have like
resentment.
Like resentment, because they're like, oh yeah, they're my competitors, right? So like they started lifting a lot of weight and stuff, and they started to catch up to me. Like their total is starting to catch up to my total, right? And I'm like, oh crap, like I need to make sure I one up them in order to make sure that I'm like stronger than them and stuff. And that kind of like that kind of changed my mentality. Because like I started to slowly see like I'm starting to become like a hypocrite pretty much, right? Because like I started going to the gym, like before, way back when I started going to the gym, I was doing it for myself. And then now that I started going to the gym, like a couple months ago, whenever I would pull up to that gym, I wasn't doing it for myself. I was doing it so I can be stronger than other people and to be like the strongest 83 kilo weight class like lifter in the province, or not even in the province, the whole entire country. So I was starting to like compare myself with other people and stuff like that. And then after that, like I think I took a break from powerlifting for a little bit, closed off my social media and stuff like that, and started to like reevaluate like who I am as a person. Right? And then I was just like, oh man, like, there's so much more to powerlifting. And there's so much more to like that one thing. You know? And it's not just about powerlifting. There's so much more to life.
Way more. I 100% agree with you, just because when I was when I was younger, I had the same problem where I was running 10 to 15K almost every other day. And I fell in love with it. Like, I'm a very obsessive person. And when I see results, then I kind of forget about everything else, right? Because like you, I'm trying to be the best. Like, I want to be the best at what the fuck I do every single time, right? It's just a mentality. So some of us like just have it. And like, not like how you said, like it affects your relationships with your close ones, your family, your girlfriend, and whatever, right? And I just thought they would understand, like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. And like, I need you guys to understand that I'm obsessive. This is what I'm going to do. I don't have time for you anymore. Right. But I didn't communicate it because I just thought they would all understand. Like, cause you're like, you seem like I'm fucking running out here, bro. Like, catch me outside. But it's like, yeah, you got to tell people, you got to communicate with them. Like, this is what's happening. And if you see a change in me, if you see me anger, if I'm not responding to you, if I'm not the same person, I apologize in advance because I'm going into this mode where this is this. But again, it's not that healthy because there's more to life than just being an elite to that thing, right? Because once you become elite at that and you reach your potential, then you're gonna have to go back to what you originally like you have to go back to your girlfriend, you have to go back to your family, and you got to go to your friends. But if you've been that obsessive and like
they're not gonna be there no more.
They're not gonna be there no more for you.
And that's what I thought. I was just like, after I took a break and like started to reevaluate who I am as a person, stuff like that, I'm like, dude, I'm at a point in life where I shouldn't be losing any friends. Rather, I should be like trying to nurture my relationships with each and every single person that I have in my life, right? So with my parents, my girlfriend, and also like with my friends. Like the friends that I have ever since like I started, like I changed schools pretty much. Like I still have the same like close friends. Which is nice. Like I'm lucky to have that, right?
Very lucky.
And I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose like any of my friends. So I was just like, man, I really gotta change the way I think, right? I need to grow up. I need to, change my mentality because I'm just growing up, man. Like, I'm 22. I need to be better. And like being so invested in one thing and starting to forget or starting to neglect other things in life that are a lot more important, right?
100% agree with you. This is a great conversation, especially towards the end, because again, I don't think we really talk about like the mental part as much as we need to, especially when it comes to like sports, because it's a sports podcast. Because again, shout out to this guy right here.
Oh yeah, man.
The one thing like he taught was like, if you want to be great at something, you got to lock in and put in the time. So again, when you look up to someone, like I looked up to like just the way Kobe, his mentality was insane. But again, I'm not this guy. He is Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah, he's different.
It's totally different. It's totally a different level of platform. And when I finally realized that, where it's like, like you can still do your lifting, you can still go play your basketball, you can still do your running, but don't neglect the people that were there for you too, right? Because those are the people that really matter at the end of the day. Like those are the people that are always going to be there for you, your girlfriend, your family, your friends, right? And I just feel like, again, as you get older, you start learning these things and you're just like, now there might be a kid that's watching who's like super into it, but it's like, yo, you need balance. Balance is the most important thing.
Stick to who you are as a person, right? And like when it comes to goals, like just only include goals that include yourself in it. Right? You don't want to compare yourself to other people because that's very unrealistic. Like that's a very unrealistic way of like setting goals. Pretty much your goal should be to be better than who you were before. To be better than who you were yesterday. Right? And that's why like I like to lift and stuff like that too.
Yep.
Because like I have an opportunity to, you know, do something that I never thought I could do for myself, right? And maybe 2 years from now, like what, 2021 Emmanuel will be like, holy crap, like I never knew I would be able to like squat like 600 pounds. And next thing you know, in 3 years, if I can do that, I'll be like, holy crap, that's a crazy milestone, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That's it. Like I'm way better than who I was before, and that's it.
That's the only thing that matters. You are your biggest competition. Don't worry about anybody else because they don't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel for coming onto the podcast and having a great conversation. This is probably one of the best conversations that it's had because
really?
I love the ending because again, we don't really touch up. Like I only break down X's and O's of like what basketball and stuff like that is. That's why I called the podcast More Than Sports, because I can give you the Stephen A where like, hey, LeBron James should be scoring 30 points to be the GOAT or whatever the fuck that is. And I can still have somebody that's relatable to me and relatable to majority of people where, you know, they're going through struggles of maybe going to the gym, they're a little bit overweight or they're in a dark place, and you just kind of outline of like, yeah, this is my journey, this is what I've been going through. And then at the end we kind of did the mental part where you come obsessive with something and then you start losing the people that really cared about you, and we're saying don't do that. So shout out to Emmanuel again. I will link his Instagram in my bio, and have a great day, guys. Bye.
I'll see you at the gym, man.
Yeah. And
Thanks,
that